Welcome to Prairie Hubtech. My name is Jessica Womack and I'm your host tonight. And we have a wonderful show for you. Today we'll be talking to a local entrepreneur whose networking has brought women from all over the world talking about her app. Prairie Hubtech is located in Omaha, Nebraska. We're a STEM-based TV show supporting the local STEM pipeline throughout the Midwest. Prairie Hubtech is powered by Go Go Greenie. Mom said eat your greens. All right, it's time for cyber hygiene, and this is where we help you at home keep your things cyber safe. So there are around 24,000 malicious mobile apps blocked every day, and that comes from Education Connection. So what does that mean, and how can you keep your mobile applications safe? Well, tip number 1, download applications from the official site, such as the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. Now this might seem, okay, that's an easy tip, but there are lots of apps out there that are not verified, so it's important to keep sure that you have a verified application. So what you can do is you can set your phone settings to make sure that every application you download has been vetted by either Apple or Google. Tip number 2, allow your phone system to scan your applications for system vulnerabilities. So you can actually set in your settings your system devices to continuously scan applications. So anytime that there's a breach that happens, you will immediately be notified that, hey, this application has experienced a breach, and you can either delete it or you can change your permissions on it. So that's really powerful and very helpful. And tip number 3, remove application permissions that request information that they don't need. If you have a weight loss app and the app is asking you for your address, for your phone number, for your contacts, that's not necessary for the functions of the application. And if there is a breach, like what MyFitnessPal had, everything that you have shared with has now been exposed to the breach. So your contact list, your emails, all of your personal information, your photos, it can all potentially be at risk. So that's it for cyber hygiene today. And please make sure you share your cyber hygiene tips with us. What are you doing to keep yourself cyber ready in the prairie? All right, beat on the streets. And what we want to do is we want to celebrate our first season. We're soon coming to a close. We only have one more episode left, and we want to talk to you at home, whether you're in Chicago, Minneapolis, or if you're in Omaha, or if you're in Lincoln. We want to learn about you, what's happening in your STEM community. So please add us, follow us, and actually tag someone who you think should be featured on this show. We're ready for you. Up next, we get to talk to a local tech founder whose application is connecting women from all over the world. You won't want to miss it. Welcome to Tech Support, and we're here with Carina Glover, and she's going to tell us all about being a tech founder and how you at home can be inspired to start your own tech company. So welcome, Carina.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on to our show today. So go ahead and tell us who you are and what it is that you do.
Yeah, so my name is Carina Glover. I am the founder of Her Headquarters, which is a brand partnership platform exclusive to women entrepreneurs. So I'm based in Omaha, Nebraska, but the app launched in early June, and we launched in 4 major cities, so LA, New York, Miami, and Omaha. And basically, we're connecting to women entrepreneurs to brand partnerships on a local or national scale with other women-owned brands.
Wow, that's amazing. And I love the fact that your tech focus is really about bringing women together. So you have different cities, different hubs around the United States, and you're bringing them together. Sometimes when people are doing tech, they think, oh, I have to build the new 3D printer, or but
Right.
Tech can actually be entrepreneurship and how you're using tech to empower going forward. So why did you choose Omaha? You said a lot of other cities like Miami and New York, so exotic.
Yeah.
Why Omaha?
To be honest, Omaha was not initially in my plans as a launch city, specifically because the industries that we're targeting for women are the industries that we define as collaborative, which is fashion, beauty, entertainment, events, and PR. So you don't think as Omaha as a city where those industries are very concentrated, but I ended up getting awarded the Do Space Women Innovators Fellowship earlier this year. And so that came with mentorship, access to a lot of tools and resources, and a pretty generous stipend to help me continue building the platform. And so one of their requirements was, if we're going to support you on this level, you need to make sure that Omaha is one of the cities that we launch in. And so that made sense. I felt like that was a pretty fair give. But what surprised me was that in the beginning, LA and Omaha were neck and neck tied for about 6 weeks of with the highest number of users, like 1 or 2 away from, first spot. So I didn't expect to have such a strong user base in Omaha because it's not a major city that's concentrated with those industries, but it surprised me.
Wow, that's amazing. I love how the fact that you're talking about LA, because we all know about Silicon Valley, that's in California, but LA is also a huge fashion hub. You know, they have LA Trade Tech, they have lots of different fashion schools. So the fact that Omaha, their user base is going head to head with that in LA, that's very surprising. And you also talked about a fellowship that you were part of, the Do Space Fellowship. So how did that help your business? I know one of the things is to say, hey, let's be in Omaha. But what else did you learn from that? What else came about that?
So the fellowship was for 6 months. So it's from January of this year and it ended in June. So it's over now. But I would say the biggest thing that it gave me access to was resources and access to mentors who, maybe they hadn't, developed their own platform or launched their own platform, but when there was times when I was stuck in a rut and not, feeling like, what do I do next? I didn't expect this problem. Their experience and their expertise in dealing with other entrepreneurs of different industries, they helped me, like they jumped in like, okay, I've seen this before. Here's a solution that you probably never thought of, which 90% of the time I'd never thought of. So it made me feel like I wasn't by myself. Even though I was the only one on the battlefield building this business, I had women behind me saying, you're stuck, give me a call, don't hesitate. And that was one of the biggest benefits of being a part of that fellowship.
Wow, that's amazing. So when you're talking about basically mentorship is huge. Sometimes when you start a company, we think it's the magnificent I. I am the one doing this, but really it's a we, it's a tribe. And so I think this kind of goes into your mission of connecting women. So tell me more about this mentality of mentorship and togetherness within women.
Her headquarters tagline is actually, having an ally has never been so boss. So we're really trying to enforce the mentality that you cannot be powerful by yourself. You can only get so far by yourself. And so her headquarters literally is trying to create a lifestyle of women collaborating and not just doing it for the gram, not just doing it because it's trending, but being, even off camera, even off of social media, you live a lifestyle of supporting of other women and being an ally. And so I would say mentorship plays a key part in that. We're all at different stages in our journey. And so how can you pay it forward and help someone who's dealing with challenges that you've already, been there, done that type of scenario? And when you really have a mindset of being allies and being powerful and dominating together, sharing that knowledge is not a threat to you.
Absolutely. Wow, I really think that your mission, your vision, you're very focused. You know exactly what it is that you want to do. You know exactly how you want to impact.
And who I want to cater to.
And that's amazing.
It's not for everybody.
That's amazing. So how important is a vision? Because you have your mission, but how important is actually having a concrete vision?
I think the vision, with a very clear vision, allows you to stay focused. And for us, our vision is I mentioned earlier, to make collaborating a global lifestyle. We just started in 4 cities. We're launching in 2 more cities this month. But our plan is to make her headquarters an international company because there's women entrepreneurs across the globe. I think that whenever you're faced with a challenging opportunity or just an opportunity where you need to decide if I go this route or that, or whether it's an opportunity to work with an investor, a brand partnership to hire someone, any day-to-day decision, you have to think, does this align with the end goal and does this get us one step closer to our vision? If you do not have vision, you don't have a destination. Therefore, you are just all over the map and you're moving without intention.
Wow, I love that. I love this idea that your vision is actually driving. So you have a mission, you know what you want to do, but your vision is actually keeping you on course. I love this analogy, or this symbolism that you're using with your body of you're veering off course, because a vision really stabilizes you. And then tell me more about this business problem that you're trying to solve. You're talking about how you want this to be a global mission, like a global movement. So what is the actual problem, the root that you're solving?
This is my favorite thing to talk about, because it's like, I have a cure for your headache. And who wants to have a headache for forever? So when we think about securing partnerships, right, for most women, they have their wish list of, I really want to partner with company A, for example. So most of the time when you go to a company's website, you're not finding the exact contact information of the marketing director or the head of partnerships. You're going to find a info@blank.com. So it's figuring out, what company do I want to partner with? Who is the contact person within that company? What's their contact information? And then reaching out, hoping that they respond to your email and that it doesn't take 2 months. If they do respond, then it's a series of phone calls, emails, and conference calls just to determine what that partnership opportunity can look like, between the two companies. And that's really time consuming. And I've met a lot of women who've invested several weeks or months doing all of that just for the company to be like, oh, I'm okay. We decided not to partner. And it's frustrating, and it makes people upset. So with her headquarters, it's literally a platform full of women entrepreneurs who are intentional about collaborating. And it's only the entrepreneurs or the founders, the CEOs of these companies. So it's not like it's a conversation between you, the founder of a company, and the marketing intern at another company. It's the decision makers on this app. So you get your yes quickly and you get your no quickly. And it's women who actually value brand partnerships. They are intentional, they're not time wasters, and they're posting very specific collaboration opportunities on this app.
Wow, I love it. And I like how you're keeping the level. You're very focused on who do you want this app to cater to. You're really looking at the problem and saying, hey, because branding is very hard. And finding partners to brand with are actually even harder, I think. One, you have to figure out what you want to do, and then you have to figure out someone who wants to do it with you or partner. So the fact that you're looking at this problem, but you're also bringing decision makers to the table, so you can cut out all the waste. You can cut out all the static.
Speeds up the process.
Absolutely.
So far, we've seen majority of our partnerships be secured in just a matter of 2 to 3 days. And that's really fast compared to the time that it takes to secure a partnership outside of her headquarters. It might take you 2 to 3 days just to find who the contact person is within the company.
That's mind-blowing. I'm just mind blown right now, because the way that you have really streamlined this, and you really thought about the problem, and you really thought about your audience, and I commend you for that. And so what kind of advice do you have to someone at home? They're watching this, or they're on YouTube, they're on demand, and they want to say, hey, I have an idea. I might not be the techiest person in the room, but I have a problem that I know I can solve. So what kind of advice can you give to them directly?
So the biggest thing that you can do is build your credibility early, and do that by validating the need for the problem that you're trying to solve. So if you're trying to create an app that connects people to each other to go to events together, for example, just whatever the issue is, take the time to do the research. Get out there and research and interview people and do focus groups and do surveys. And that research that you find and that you discover can really help you validate the need for your product down the line. It will be easier for you to get investors. It will be easier for you to secure partnerships and the designers and the coders that you need to build your product, because they know that they're not wasting their time and money on just something that you think needs to happen. You have the research to back it up.
Wow. Amazing. Thank you so much, Carina, for coming on our show today. I know you at home, you're thinking wow, she has a wealth of information. So if they want to learn more about her headquarters, where can they go? Where can they find you?
We have a website, herheadquarters.app, and then we are all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Her Headquarters on all 4 of those platforms. And then if you just want to connect with me for a brand partnership, to become a user, you need mentoring, you want to become an investor, you can send us an email at info@herhq.app.
All right, so up next we have Code Camp, and you won't want to miss it, because we are taking you to Code Camp and we're going to learn about one of my favorite things, which is SQL.
Hi everyone, I'm Andy Hoig.
Hi, I'm Paul Madsen. Hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Saúl López.
KPAO Community Television, where Omaha talks.
Welcome to Code Camp. Today we're going to talk about SQL and how you at home can get started. All right, so it's time to learn the web with Prairie Hubtech. So SQL, some people call it SQL, I like SQL. So it first appeared in 1974 and it stands for Structured Query Language. And it's used to communicate with a database and allows developers to handle structured data. So you'll see SQL, you see MySQL, there's lots of different formats or applications or languages within this that are branched out. So what kind of careers use SQL? Well, database administrators, as well as big data experts and data scientists. They use this because it can really handle a lot of information. So what are some of the benefits of using SQL? Well, coding. Guess what? There's no coding needed. When using standard SQL, it's easy to manage and one doesn't need in-depth coding knowledge. This is really nice because if anyone likes Excel or you like Smartsheets, you will love SQL because it has that kind of same type of feeling and the type of information that you really need to understand, and rows and columns. It's amazing. Also, high standards, ISO and ANSI utilize SQL databases. ISO and ANSI are global leaders in quality and standards, so if they're using this, then you can bet your bottom dollar that this has high standards. Also, speed. Users can quickly attain data in large records. Think big data. Think huge warehouses full of data and data servers. This can actually handle it, so that means it's very powerful. What are some of the drawbacks of using SQL? Well, the price. SQL, depending on the SQL application, can become quite pricey. Users get what they pay for. So if you want a free version, sometimes there's really wonderful crowdsourced versions. People are community supported, but it might be buggy, it might not be. So price is definitely something you have to think about. Also, control. Users might not have full control of the database due to hidden rules, and these are rules that the business can set. So you might think, hey, I want to figure out during this day of the year, during this certain postcode, who is buying my product. Well, your business rules might not let you know that. So it's definitely a drawback. Also, the interface. The interface can be confusing for some users. The level of usability will vary based on the user. Like I said, if you like Smartsheets, if you like Excel, if you like looking at rows and columns, this is going to be very easy for you because some of the interfaces will have this within it. However, if you're more of a visual person, you like to have a little bit more control, you're more of a data IQ, or you like Java, this might not be for you. So today what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to use the select command in SQL. We're also going to learn how to use select distinct commands in SQL. We'll also be able to use the where clause in SQL, as well as use the order by keyword in SQL. So let's get started. And I'm going to use the W3 Schools inline editor. I love this because, once again, you don't have to download software. Sometimes we can get our computers boggled down with so much software, it runs so slowly. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about select. So I'm going to capitalize and I write the word select. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, use this asterisk, and that means all. The next thing I'm going to do is from and customers. So what I'm doing right here, this select is the action. Think of the verb. This is what I want to do. And this asterisk right here, it says all. So I'm asking the database, what do I want? Well, I want all of your information. And then this from word, it means where do you want it from? So if you want all the data, where do you want me to pull that data from? And I want you to pull it from customers. This is the name of my table. So this is where everything that I have stored about customers lives. So we're going to go ahead and press run. Wow, look at that. Okay, so we have 91 records that have arrived. So I'm a salesperson and I want to empower what I'm doing and make it meaningful. So I'm saying, that's a lot of information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a command called select distinct. And select distinct means that you're going to specifically ask for information. You're getting more in depth. So instead of saying all, I want to say country. I want to select all the country information from customers. So I have 91 records. And on here, I can see I have people from Germany, Portugal, Austria, Mexico, Canada. All of them are basically my customers. Well, that's cool. So let's look at some names. So I'm going to type in contact name because I want to know who's actually in this database. And all this information is fake information. So if your name actually shows up here, you're one in a million. Go play the lottery. So we look at all these different names. So I see women, I see men, I see people from different languages, they're represented here. So this is pretty awesome. Now, what I want to say is, well, I know the country, I know the contact name. Let's see what kind of city. Where are these people coming from? So list all the cities. So I have Berlin, I have London, I have Luleå from Sweden, I have Marseille, wow, I have like Sao Paulo. This is amazing. So I know that for my customers are global. So what can I do now? Let's look at the postal code. And the wonderful thing about SQL is that, as you can see on the screen, I'm just typing in English. This is not like COBOL. This is a very intuitive language. It's very robust, and I can just say easily what I want. That's why I love it. It's just so easy. All right, so we have postal code. Now we know the postal codes. I don't see mine there, so guess nobody from Omaha. Not yet, at least. Okay, so let's go back to select all from customers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a where clause. Now the where clause is really interesting because I'm looking at my data and I say, hey, I want all the data from customers, which is my table, but there's a condition. I only want it when something matches. So I only want it when the city is Omaha. I only want it when the country is USA. So let's go ahead and let's look at this. Let's see what this looks like. And I'm going to say where. Remember, think verbs. I'm going to say country because that is what I want. Equals, and I could just use the equal sign. I'm going to say Mexico. So easy. Now let's end our clause and let's run it. Wow, I have 5 records. So I actually have people from Mexico that are ordering my product. Now let's say I want USA. Let's look at the USA. Let's see how many people from the States are ordering my product. I have 13. So now I know I have a greater customer base in America. That doesn't tell me if they're spending more money or less money, but it just tells me I have more customers there. All right, so let's see, let's change this and let's say, well, this is interesting. I know that I have people in the United States and I know that the country matches, but let's order it by. And order by, that means you're telling me the order of magnitude. So if I want it ascending or descending, or if I just want to say, hey, how many people are in Canada? And order that ascending based on the city that they're in. So think alphabetical order. All right, so let's say order by. And remember, your verbs, your actions are always capitalized. And I'm going to say contact name, because we saw that earlier, that there are people here. And I'm going to say ASC, and ASC means ascending. Let's run it. All right, so I have different customers, and this is really interesting because I'm seeing the Cracker Box, the Big Cheese, just fake company names. But if you're a person who's looking for this, you really want to see, okay, who is the contact name? Who do I need to contact at this company if I want to sell something? So SQL is very powerful for people who want to power their business decisions. So let's also do descending, just to prove a point. Now let's run it. Okay, now we're starting with Yoshi, and then we're going all the way down to Art. So as you can see, your contact name is from descending order from the end of the alphabet all the way to the beginning of the alphabet. And with this, we can just keep going and going and going. This is just an awesome, SQL is just very easy. If you want to have an introductory level, or if you want something that is user-friendly, I would say start with SQL, because not only is it something that's powerful from a business stance, but it's also very intuitive for people who just want to learn, like, oh, so who's buying Cheez-Its today? I can find that in a database. Or how many women in Omaha between the ages of 31 and 35 are going on vacation in Hawaii? If that data exists, you can find it. All right, Prairie Hubtech. Well, that was our tutorial today on SQL, and we hope that you at home join us. So for the Prairie Code Challenge for this week, we want to learn 1, how you use select command in SQL, how you use the select distinct command in SQL, how you use a where clause in SQL, as well as the order by keyword in SQL. Make sure you're tagging us and showing us your screenshots of how you are using SQL at home. Okay, now it's time to get off that couch. I know the holidays are coming, but that doesn't mean you get to stay at home. Let's check out our community calendar. On November 20th, we have the Nebraska Cybersecurity Forum. So if you like our cyber hygiene, if you want to be cyber ready in the Prairie, definitely check out them and see what's going on. And on November 28th, we have the Omaha.net user group. Yes, .net is here and it's here to stay, and let's go meet some people that are doing it every day in their lives. Well, that's it for our community calendar, and thank you so much for tuning in today. We're excited about everything that's happened during season 1, and we want to continue this journey with you all. So please join us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. Share us, like us, subscribe, and see you next episode.